That's what I'm feeling, baby. Akkun is alive! So, hello everyone, of course, time for Tokyo Revenge episode 12. Ending here at the first core, right? And I'm excited a lot here now because we're gonna meet Hina-chan, right? In the future, and she probably will die. But, you know, I need to see that because my biggest concern with the anime, right, was that they never changed anything in the future, right? Like I think they should have changed stuff earlier time travels too. I mean, he saved Akkun and still they had on phone or memories of it. Also, that's strange. Yeah, I still think it's strange though that he doesn't have any memories of different stuff, right? So he's back in the future and knows nothing of the new reality, which is kind of strange. But still though, now we find in the future where people have changed. Akkun is like here, dresser, salute, that right? And the Peter Hina's alive, and he's like, Akkun! And so on. So I want to see this thing, and I think that's be interesting, and hopefully... Well, one thing I will say I don't like, though, is that while she had the same dead-end job, though, right? But I'm hoping that Hina is going to explain why they're not dating anymore, right? Like, why did they break up? They were super in love before he left, so that's really interesting. All that being said, I think she will die, right? She will die, right? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. That someone killed her on purpose. The whole thing that she was hit by a truck on accident, it wasn't making sense. Cop daughter and stuff. She's probably, you know, some undercover or a lawyer or, you know, DA or something, or involved with the gang or whatever, right? Like, I mean, of course she got killed, you know, on purpose, right? And I think she might be alive now then, but she probably will get killed eventually in the future anyway, which has to make him go back in the past, right? So the reason why he's gonna travel back again would be that she dies anyway, right? Or eventually, so yeah, that would be my guess. But anyway, let's start watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's go. Akkun! Akkun! I love this scene. Akkun! It's like, what we do? Akkun! It's like, okay, yeah. Hey man, you wanna be my first customer? Akkun! This was recapping, but yeah, finally changed the present or the future or whatever you call it, and Hina's alive, and now comes the brothers like, let's meet my sister, Mayonnaise-chan. So he's recapping, and hopefully she will explain that how she broke up with him, why I mean, or how or why or whatever. Naoto-kun! Let's go and meet Hina, best girl! Here we go, yeah. Let's meet my sister. Open now. Hina's alive! And then opening. Right. Okay, it was opening. What? A bit the perfect opening place. Whatever. She's in the car. The combi with... what if he shakes his hand now? Will he go back then? But did the truck still happen then? What? Well, this is the first episode, I guess. This is a flashback as episode 1 when he heard about the gang, right? I guess. Hina! Yeah, and heard Hina's dead, right? Hinita! Yeah, so Hinita. I forgot her name is actually Hinata. True, yeah, I forgot her full name is Hinata, because they always just call her Hina all the time. Hina, yeah. So her name is Hinata. Like in Naruto. Forgot about that. What an insult. You trash, man. Trash, bro. But they have to explain why they aren't dating anymore, right? Because she's in love with him and he left her in the past, right to speak, and he left it. So yeah, so why would they, why aren't they married? Why is there no children yet, you know? Why is no babies? Also kinda weird that the brother still knows. Would the brother not notice anymore? And these are really weird. The rules of this time traveling is very confusing. Yeah, this is kinda strange. Maybe it's his own home, they're married. But this is my place. That would be nice. Isn't it where I live? That would be kinda funny, come on. If it's like, isn't this my apartment? Where she lives with I live? Come on, that would be cute if he takes him home to your Heelys, right? Like, is this my house, Naruto? Yeah, you live here with Hina. Come on, that would be a cute scene. Come on. But that's for the last episode. That's more a last episode. Fine. That's more like a final episode. But it would be kind of... Come on, it would be kind of hilarious if it was like... This is my place. Which he lives here? Well, have you shaped a apartment in the future? Yeah, that would be cute. But that's probably a lot more like... That would be at the last episode. But it is strange that Naruto, like... still remembers. It is really weird the time rules. I mean, I guess he knows because he's been sending him back and forward, but is Naruto a cop still? Like, did he make him become a cop by telling him? Well, I guess his son might be a cop anyway. It's a little bit like why something still true and not true is all right. But I still feel like he should be friends with, you know, Draken and Mikey and so on, right? Like he's friends with Akkun, of course, obviously best friends. But what about Draken? Is his life? Will they still be best friends? Or, you know, really good friends at least? Like, you know, after the time, right? And also, of course, the other guys too, right? You know, Akkun and his gang, right? So why wouldn't they all be friends and so on? So the anime is still a little weird in that sense. Like, why sometimes happen all the time? I don't know. But hopefully now Hina's gonna explain why they broke up, right? Because he doesn't have any memories of, you know, why they aren't dating anymore. Bigger oppas. Yeah. 12 years since they broke up. Why did they break up though? 12 years. Did they break up immediately? Why? Yeah, that's weird. Why would they break up immediately? Apparently. That's a weird translation. Wouldn't he know that? I mean, apparently. Apparently, this is like a censor or something. Wouldn't he know his sister? If he had talked to her, he said, he felt like he himself hasn't talked to her either. It's like, Naruto is like, yeah, my sister is like, whatever, I haven't talked to her for years. Like, that feels really weird. Yeah, that's like a really weird comment. Maybe because he remembers the original timeline too. So he doesn't remember her being wouldn't he be a teacher in the first time as well though? That is weird. That's a weird comment. But why did she break up with him though? Come on, the better explain was she dumped. Okay, let's break up, but why? And this is a flashback for him? No, okay, like what? But why? Yeah, like what happened? Why is he breaking up for him? And why does he have this memory? I don't know, but come on. Is he getting like flashbacks in this timeline or something? You would think he would stop remembering what happened in this timeline eventually, like a time. Oh, this is so stupid. Oh my god. Oh, this anime. Why? Yes, and yes, but still. Why did they break up for? I don't understand anything. This feels so... Oh man, it's anime. I don't get it. Please explain to me. Or at least hint it or something. He said he's playing a good kind of, you know, selfless hero though. This is good. He's playing that selfless hero route. But on the same time, it's kind of frustrating. But it's kind of weird. He said like she broke up with him immediately, like 12 years ago. So she broke up with him immediately, like as soon as he left, you know? Isn't that kind of strange? That she just broke up. Like, if he said like, if he said like, it's 10 years ago since you broke up, right? Okay. They for 2 years and she dumped him. But now he was like, it was 12 years ago. Like immediately when he time traveled, she broke up with him. So, yeah. It is kind of... But again, like, why is his life still as losery now when he has his friends and so on? He became a loser because all his friends left, you know, he left them all. Yeah, I don't know. It's quite weird how the time travel rules are. If it's like something has changed and some other thing that should have changed hasn't changed. So... But wouldn't he be a different person, you know, dating her longer and having friends and so on? You would think so, at least. It's gonna meet, of course. Of course, gonna walk into her. Anime. Hina! Hina! Here we go. His longer hair, man. Bigger up, back, longer hair. Takemitchi-kun. He cries a lot, though, in this. She's gonna be like, you cry all the time I meet you. She's like, I remember you. You're the cry boy. Yeah, you're the guy that always cries when I meet you. But I want to see this thing though. I want to grow. Come on, give me the grown-up Hina. Come on, stop teasing me. Give me the grown-up Hina. Yes, the Spider-Man kiss. Come on. God damn it, anime. Stop teasing me. Give us the future Hina. Give us wife Hina. Come on. Man, they're really milking this. They're really milking it. Stop it. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Just do it. Nande. He really is a crybaby, this guy, man. He's like, whoa. Here we go. Grown up Hina. Here we go. Longer hair, basically. She keeps the freaking 4-clover thing, though. Why did she dump him for? She still has the freaking 4-clover. She's still in love with him. Like, why did she dump him for? It doesn't make any sense. She's like, yeah, you still cry a lot. See? I knew she was gonna be like, you're still a crybaby. That's what you are. Yeah, I know she was gonna be like, that's a good. I knew she was gonna be like, you haven't changed at all. You're still a crybaby. You cry all the time. Yeah, it's like, oh, Hina. No, it's all awkward here. He's at her place and the brother stashed at them. Like, that was all awkward. Yeah, he's like, what is this? Like some weird date going on. Hi. Great weather. Yes. It was awkward. Yeah, he's like, what's wrong with you? You freaking smash my sister and get on with it. I'm nervous, man. I love your... Yeah, and I love your sister. Okay, it's all cute now. It's like, god damn, it's frustrating. Marry him already. Leave me. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave so you can do the nasty business, right? What's wrong with this guy? It's like, no, please stay. I don't want to salute your sister. What's wrong with him? Let him leave so you can salute your sister. How is your best? Akkun's your best friend. What's wrong with you? Is it Akkun's best friend? What a traitor. Yeah, you haven't changed at all. Good point, yeah. Are they? See? You see, keep with the necklace. Why did she break up with him? It doesn't make any sense. What? I don't know why it was easier to give her a drive out. I don't know why that helped. Let's get into a car so we are closer together. Yeah, I don't know why that would help at all. Yeah, I don't know why you would change anything, and I don't know why I thought that. But it's super awkward. Like the most awkward people ever. And it's really weird. Yeah, why did younger him lose her? You know, it doesn't make any sense. And why does, you know, he has no memory. It's so frustrating. No. It's clearly your necklace. Jesus Christ. It's clearly your necklace. What's wrong with you? It's clearly your necklace. It's clearly the same necklace. Takemitchi. It's clearly the same necklace. Okay, so I dumped him, I guess. It's gonna get in a case. Okay, he's getting for the car, is that? Wait, where did he drive to the office, is that? You both adults, stop acting there! Stop being a freaking kid, you know, yeah, it's like, good point. I don't know why they're both. Why is she also so weird with this thing? Isn't she like a. How old is she? Like 28 or something? You know, like 16 plus 12 or something? Yeah, like 28, 29 something? Why is she also acting like she's like a 5-year-old? I don't know. They both. First, she was a very mature teenage girl, so why is she so immature grown up? I don't know. It's weird. This is an awkward date ever. This is so awkward. This is the most awkward date I've ever seen in anime, probably. This is some Unigasai date level. It's really weird. It's clearly the same necklace. And so why did she break up with him? It's so frustrating, honestly. Oh my god. But why is she so awkward for? Isn't she like a 28-year-old experienced woman now? To some extent at least, right? Why is she acting so incredibly awkward for? I mean, he is like, you know, a 16-year-old stuck in like... He is more like big, you know. He's like a 16-year-old in a 30-man's body. Yeah, he's like a... He's more in that direction because he's like a, you know, his issues. But why is she also acting? This is the ending, definitely. Yeah, the affair is Sweden, someone in the background. Yeah, this is like the ending part. Where she has the necklace. So certainly. Which is him, of course. But he has no memory because he's an idiot. So, you know. So it's how they broke up on Christmas Eve. It's frustrating that he doesn't have any memory. Could he remember why she left him? She obviously still have feelings. 26, okay. 14 plus 12. She has no boyfriend because she's also a loser. But she dumped him immediately after he time traveled. He's like, yeah, you were here with me 12 years ago. She's talking about him clearly, but he has no memory of it. It's very funny. Yeah, it's like this is a weird anime. But he dropped. Okay, so he broke up with her. Why? Why is that? Yeah, like it says like why the younger him tried to smash Emma, right? It's so weird. Why is the younger him, you know, following on the? Yeah, I don't understand either, Hina. Neither do I understand. None of us understand this thing. Not even himself understands. Yeah, please tell me what you dumped me for. None of us understand it. Not even him understands it. It's so frustrating. And it's like, I broke up with you? Yeah, but I love you, yeah. And he doesn't get it either. So this anime is so weird because he's like time traveling into himself, right? And it's just like he has no memory of why he dumped. And she's like, what's wrong with him? He's some kind of alien. Yeah, his acting is so weird. Man, anime, this is so weird anime. Holy shit, this is weird. No, you dumped her apparently. And it's so weird, right? Why is the younger him not following the older his scheme, right? Like, he has this plan, and then the younger one is like, I'm gonna smash Emma instead. The younger one's like, oh yeah, look at the blonde babe. Like, you know, why is the younger one ruining it for the grown-up, you know? Like, why can't they have the same plan? Like, why can't he... It's really weird in the anime that he leaves his younger body, right? And the younger body then doesn't remember what he had really... The memories or the skills or whatever, or the desire, right? So it's weird. She's clearly the one that dumped it. I'm gonna have to ask her out, and it's like, I guess, but... Oh, here comes the big bad, though. Interesting. I'll kill Hina, I guess. The car probably explodes now. No, the car probably explodes. Why can't you recognize him? It's clearly the Mr. Big Baddy. Got the same tattoos, man. Punishment. Why can't you recognize him? Why is he so stupid for? Okay, finally, yeah. Like, I mean, he's a very stupid character. Like, I would recognize him immediately. Hina's probably dead now because he's a bomb in the car, right? So, he's probably dead now. Yeah, he's probably dead now. Exactly, the car is a bomb, right? So she's gonna die now in the car, right? I'm waiting for Hina to get killed, right? Obviously. There's a bomb in the car. Well, maybe break up with her because of the, you know, evil... Oh, she's so dead, man. She's so dead. The car's gonna explode, baby. It's gonna explode. She's so dead. Yeah, she's so dead now. Oh, she's dead, man. Apparently, killing her with a car is the way to go, right? I don't know. Killing her with a truck is like the Akkun. Akkun always gets her. Her destiny is Akkun. But here we go. It was very predictable, but yeah, of course she's gonna get hit by a truck here. Man, she could probably leave the car by now. It's like a lot of time on her. But okay, Akkun gets her anyway. And she's dead, right? Yeah. Bam. Just like in the present, like in the first time frame. That was very obvious, I think. Of course, they aimed to kill her. Of course, she was also a target. So that's why I'm not that shocked, right? That she dies. Because I said it last week. Of course, she's gonna die this episode. It's exactly what I predicted, right? Is Akkun the driver anyway? Is Akkun always the one to kill him? Like in the present? Like in the past too? Why is Akkun always trying to kill him for? You saved Akkun, you bastard! Why Akkun? Like, why are you trying to do this again, Akkun? Why are you always trying to kill me for? Like I saved you 5 times by now, you know, Akkun is always trying to kill him. Why are you always trying to do it like Akkun? Why is Akkun always trying to kill him? I don't get you, Akkun. You stop trying to kill him all the time. This happens every goddamn time, man, Akkun. Man, Akkun always tries to kill him. Like, I was the one that pushed you. Yeah, it's like, goddamn it, Akkun. Stop trying to kill him. Happens every goddamn time, and Akkun is like, oh, I'll kill you. But yeah, why is this Akkun also part of that gang? Even though he fought them and he's here, yeah, like, man. Akkun, what a bastard, man. The worst friend you ever had, man. Worst friend you can ever have. Yeah, cry baby. He's like, you're a time traveler, right? Akkun is like, I know you're a time traveler. You better save me in a time. Akkun is like, I know you're a time traveler, so you better save me. He's like, I see. You're a time traveler. Oh, it's explode. Better call a brother to time travel. Yeah, Hina of course is dead. But it was super obvious though. I guess Akkun killed her in the first timeline as well, right? She's so dead, man. Time travel. Well, I guess they bring up with her to protect her from these people, right? That's the only thing that makes any sense. Well, she's almost gonna die, so I don't think you can save her, but... She's probably impaled, right? Yeah, she's probably dead from some kind of... Oh man, yeah. I mean it's pretty like, yeah, she lost her legs, so... But he can time travel, man. Stop being here and run back to the brother instead. Instead of risking his own life to die here, right? It's better to time travel. So it's like, leave her to die and go and save her in time, right? I'm gonna save you, Hina, by time traveling. So don't worry. Exactly. I will save you. I will go back again. Don't worry, girl. I've done this before. I know what to do, man. It's like, pff, we've been here before. Like... But he dumped her immediately after he time traveled. And then, yeah. He should definitely leave though, because obviously he can save her. And Akkun. So he's playing it very stupidly here. Like, he's risking his own life and he can save them both, right? Well, actually, he should probably kill Akkun in the past. That would happen a lot. I think in the next time frame, you should kill Akkun instead. You should go back in time and kill Akkun. That's gonna be the first solution to this shit. Make sure that Akkun dies. That goddamn bastard. Every time he saves him, and he had to kill him every time, right? God damn it, man. Akkun has to die, man. It's one of those, what's the movie called again? Tucker, oh yeah, like whatever it's called. What do you mean? Like, they has to kill him, man. Gotta kill Akkun. Akkun feels like a bastard. Akkun is such a bastard, man. That feels like whatever he does. But it feels weird Akkun saved his life from Koyumiyasu though, right? So Akkun kinda saved him the last time. He kinda, you know, bro-friended, and then he betrayed him anyway. But it's pretty clear to him though that Mr. Punishment is the one he has to defeat, right? It should be very clear to him though who's the big baddie though. Given who he met in the episode, so that at least. Yeah. I'm gonna save you guys. Probably I should kill Akkun, but you know. But yeah, it's kind of exactly what I expected, honestly. That she's, I mean, I'm not that sad because it's just so predictable, right? It's a pretty good episode, but it's very, very predictable. She had to die. Like I said it last week, she had to die. Why ask for the time travel again? So it's like this episode's the death conclusion scene was just, you know, like, it couldn't be more predictable than that, right? And then Akkun was driving too, was like, oh yeah, Akkun again. It's always Akkun, so it's like, god damn it, Akkun. Every damn time, man. You're a traitor, man. God damn, I hate Akkun. Oh, frustrated character, man. But certainly, it's like, it's absurdly predictable. So, but I think that takes away, honestly, a little bit of the drama, because I'm watching the episode, right? And I'm so sure she's gonna die, that, oh, she's dead, you know what I mean? Like, I expect her to die last episode, right? So it doesn't really, I feel it removes some of the emotional drama, because it's such a, it's a very, I think the anime is always very force written, right? It's like, oh yeah, of course she's gonna die. Like, it's just like, That's gonna happen, right? That being said, I don't think it was very obvious, right? I must say that I'm a genius because I managed to figure it out. I mean, I was like, come on, what's gonna happen, right? But as I said earlier, I never once believed that she was killed by accident in episode 1. It never made any sense to believe that. I never saw how that would make any sense, right? Like, come on, like, what else is gonna happen, right? I mean, I suppose he broke up with her to protect her from the obvious evil people, right? In the gang and so on, yeah. So let's go back. Oh, let's go back a bit. Back a bit, baby. So hopefully he recognized. It took him a while. I think it was kind of silly how we recognize immediately, but hopefully now then he figured out who's the big baddie, right? At least the general big baddie. Like, come on, like this guy. You've seen him several times. He's super evil. He's like, oh, you got in the car. Yeah, like. So hopefully at least Hina can finally figure out this is the main bad guy, even though he should already know that. Like, but come on, that's yeah. So punishment, handmark, man, that's the obvious for him. So that's one thing at least. Yeah. So they're finally meeting grown-up Hina, and she looks exactly the same, but she has longer hair, right? A little bigger oppas, I guess, a little taller. It was cute, but also frustrating, honestly, because I mean, come on, he's acting like he's like a 12-year-old. That is Takemitchi, right? He's also an immature idiot kind of thing. But why is Hina, that is 26 apparently, 26-year-old, acting like she's 12 too? You know what I mean? Like she's acting way too too immature and shy stuff. I mean, I guess she's still in love with him and she's kind of like him. Then she's stayed in love with him her whole life. But it's a little silly. She's like, oh, what should I say? Yeah, you know, like. Because it's also a little out of character, because Hina used to be kind of like, you know, an aggressive, kind of open, you know, in your face kind of woman, right? So kind of like taking charge, right? So I feel it's a little strange how she kind of has de-evolved as a character. Grown up Hina definitely felt a little more, you know, oh my god, oh yeah. So it's a little strange. But, I mean, the general storyline episode, it's not like bad. I'm not saying it's bad. The thing is that I'm not saying it's bad, right? It's more like it's so predictable. And I said earlier with anime too, it is sometimes an anime can be predictable and it can still be good. It doesn't have to be predictable, doesn't have to be bad. But this anime I think is probably one of the most pretty animes I've seen in my life though. Like it is so predictable. It's always like exactly what you expect, right? Yeah, this anime has the kind of thing where it's like, how would I say it, right? Like here they say fire scene. Yeah, you think this anime is always exactly what you expect. I think I said earlier too, and also Mega Box this season, but this anime has this weird thing where it's basically it is very by the book. You know what I mean? In a weird way. It's kind of like it's more or less exactly always as you imagine it to be. Like the Ocarina Racer. It's like that kind of anime where you're like, well, it's gonna die and it's gonna be Akkun, right? So it's like kind of this weird thing where I think a problem is that, in my opinion at least, because it's so predictable and it's so by the book, you kind of imagine him to be able to also, you know, predict it right. You know what I mean? Like if I, as the viewer, episode 1, can figure out that, well, she's probably targeted by the gang, right? It wasn't an accident. I immediately think that, right? Okay? I am the viewer, of course, from the outside world, but still. I immediately think that, and then, you know, the more he learns about his past and the gangs and the time, you know, and so on, right? The more that should be obvious to the main character. So I think that's a frustrating thing. Honestly, I feel so because I think that the main character should be able to figure out what we have figured out, right? And we as the viewer, we don't even know this, right? Like we are just kind of assuming it's gonna be like this, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's probably targeted by them and so on. But he should think the same. He should also consider those things. He should also consider that she is targeted, etc. So I think that's kind of a weird thing in the anime, in a sense, because if it's so goddamn predictable, you really think that the main character also should be able to predict what's gonna happen, right? So this is a frustrating thing on that notion. Otherwise, it isn't like bad, but I just feel that it's very by the book, right? A problem, though, I suppose, generally, is that we kind of knew she had to die. Whereas why would you go back in time? So it's kind of like we know it's gonna happen, right? You know what I mean? We know it's gonna happen no matter what. The thing is that I immediately pictured Akkun being driver. You know what I mean? I was like, Akkun bastard! Yeah, you know, like I was like, it's gotta be Akkun, that goddamn worst best friend ever. You know what I mean? So I think that's a little bit. That's how the anime does feel kind of forced though. Like I'm dropping Akkun's name immediately. Akkun. So it doesn't help, right? But anyway, he broke up with her, and it has to be probably because if they was still dating, she would die or something. But I do find it. This is of course what I said earlier, since I said early episode. It is a weird anime because he is, you know, time traveling from the past to the future, right? As we know, of course, in a sense, and he ends up in a new future alternate reality, but he has no memories of what happened. So I think a problem with the anime, and that is probably the biggest problem with the anime, is that he's always kind of lost, right? He's like a big idiot. He doesn't seem to know what happened in his childhood. Like, he has no memories and he has no like contextual understanding. He's always like, how did I suddenly get inside of Emma? Well, how are me and Emma suddenly doing it, you know? He's ending up in those kind of scenarios, and that's kind of like, you know. But now then, he goes to the future, and it's the same thing there too. He's like, how did me and Hina break up? I don't understand, you know. So he's like, he's just lost all the time, right? He's a hero that is always very, very confused in everything. He has like no understanding of any content whatsoever. He's always just very, very lost, like in the parking lot. So I think that's like a weird thing in this anime, that he has no memories of the past or the future or the present time. Like he's just kind of lost in space and time, right? It's like a really weird thing with the anime, that he seems to have. He's kind of like out of. I mean, his character now is kind of like out of both present time and the past kind of thing, right? So he's kind of there, right? He doesn't have understanding of what happened in the past or in the present future time. He's just kind of like lost in a timeline thing. So that is really weird as anime. I can't remember any other I've seen time traveling anime where they have so little information of what actually happened in between different timelines. And I think it was kind of strange too when the brother Naoto, he's like he's a teacher in this anime, or this timeline. That was a very strange comment from him, which I felt that this was a kind of weird thing, because even if he would like, how to say it, even if he also remembers from reading a timeline, wouldn't she still be a teacher in that timeline until she died as well? So wouldn't he still know what she did until she died in timeline 1, right? So why is he saying like, apparently she's a sensei in this timeline? He's like, what was she working in? Was it still the same job she had in timeline 1 though? Like, you know what I mean? That comment to me is like a plot hole, you know what I mean? Like a tiny plot hole. Not the biggest issue, but that was a tiny plot hole, because it doesn't make any sense. Unless if she actually changed occupation, but why would she? You know, why would she change occupation? So it's a little strange that they don't know shit, right? It is really weird. But I think the anime really gets like one of the strangest time traveling stories I've seen, right? Because he has so little information on what he's doing, either back and forward. But at the same time, we as the viewer are able to predict exactly what's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna be Akkun and it's gonna kill Hina. Like, we as the viewer have this like absurd, God view predictability, because it's so predictable, while the main character is completely lost on the portrait all the time. So it is a very weird anime, I think. It feels like really, moving all over the place. It's I can't even think of another anime where I feel like I experienced this thing, where the main character is so completely lost, but at the same time the storyline is so incredibly predictable, and still he has no idea what's going to happen, even though again it feels like he really should know what's going to happen, right? So that is strange. But anyway, it's going to go back in time now. The thing is that, I sound very negative, but I still generally liked, the general promise. I used to think the main character, I think to be fair to be said, is that the main character is probably the biggest issue of the anime. Crybaby Takemitchi. If he was more aware of shit, because stuff could still happen exactly how they're happening, but if he was like, oh no, Akkun is doing it again, Hina is going to be in trouble, if he was more aware of stuff and managed to figure it out from his head, so he didn't come off as a complete utter moron all the time, then I think the anime would be a lot better, honestly, because I think the general premise and storyline works right, but he is so lost in it. So I really feel a lot of the heavyweight issue is on him as a character itself, right? But otherwise the storyline works right. He saves her life, But obviously, she didn't die by an accident, as I of course predicted, but that's obvious. And that's very obvious. And then of course, she gets killed anyway, so he has to travel back in time again. So that kind of premise was set in stone, basically. So that's fine. But that's what I mean, the main character should be able to figure that out, right? To some extent. He should be able to figure out that, like things that he shouldn't, know that Akkun's gonna do it, even though he should be able to kind of assume it's gonna happen to Akkun. But he should have considered that she wasn't killed by accident, right? From the get-go, right? He knows that she knows the gang and Emma and Draken and Martin and that. He should have assumed that she was killed on purpose way back, right? Weeks ago, right? That should have been in his head from a long time back. That kind of stuff, I think, makes him so frustrated. But he's so useless, right? He's so bad at understanding the general surrounding he's in, right? So that's kind of a weird thing. But otherwise, I think the actual storyline works. I mean, from an anime narration, it works. He's kind of in there and doesn't understand it. It's kind of weird. But anyway, Akkun is freaking bastard. I hate Akkun, man. Why is Akkun always doing it? And yeah, I agree with Takemitchi. I mean, he's like, but Akkun, this time you're ahead. Like, stop working for the gang, you bastard. He should probably go back in time, as I said, and just kill Akkun. He should go back and be like, screw you, Akkun. You just die this time. I'm gonna freaking kill you myself. I'm gonna save Hina by killing you, Akkun, you bastard. But I think it's obvious from the general premise, though, right? That he has to go back in time and basically defeat, Haman, the punishment guy. He has to defeat him, right? Stop the other gang, the Valhalla gang, right? More or less, in the past to save her. And then by doing that, maybe younger him can still date him and they can have kids and so on. It is such strange, again, though. He doesn't remember what he's doing, right? So he's like, what? Did I break up with her? Weird. It is a very weird anime. Very weird lines, right? And I can't remember another anime that I've seen, or not anime, that has the same time rules, right? It's unique in that sense. The main character is he's so lost on everything. It's just like, what is happening? No, but it's strange that he doesn't remember breaking up with her. But that's why I mean it's frustrating, because he should be able to figure out that it's him. He should be able to figure out that she is like, why did my love man break up with me? He's like, is he talking about me? He should be able to figure it out, right? So that's kind of weird. Well, anyway, I think the episode is... It's just... This anime for me is so confused. It's perplexing how I want to rate it. It's like, is it a good episode? It's kind of good. It's kind of quirky and funny when they're dating. That was kind of funny, and she's beautiful. And him cry when you see her. I like that. He's like, oh, you cried, baby, Takemitchi. But it's also very frustrating, and it's very predictable. So the anime is all over the place, I feel. It's just a perplexing anime. Every episode, not every episode, but many episodes, I feel like, oh, this is either like a really good episode, or at the same time, it's also really bad. Like I said a few weeks ago, it's like I love this anime. It's just all over the place. Yes, every time it's like, I love half of the episode, and I hate the other half, or it's more like I love every second minute, and then I hate the other minute, It's just a weird anime. That's why I wanted to keep watching it, though, because I'm very perplexed by this anime, because I'm always like, well, I love this, but I hate this, I love this, but it's like every second scene, I either love it or hate it. I feel it's just so weird. And I keep, that's what I felt earlier too, and this episode again, it's the exact same thing, man. I feel like some scenes were really good, and some more scenes were really bad, right, on the same time. Yeah, they're almost on the same time, man. It should be, it's just a weird anime. And I'm always so... again, perplexed by it. Like my own emotions, I'm like, I can't make up my mind if I hate the anime or love the anime. It's like I do it. It's a both. It's a hate love. You know what I mean? But I think actually it's a hate love, though, in the sense that I feel that there is many scenes where I feel that it could have been a lot better anime. It's like I see the potential, and if the main character, mainly Takemitchi, was a more intelligent character, I think mostly the anime would have been a lot better. So I think that's a thing too, where I feel like this is a pretty good potential scene. I see the potential,